Well, I died. Oh, I can revive from a checkpoint. What? Hi, so I recently released Geometry Dash 3. The gimmick of this level is to play like those modern mobile games.
You watch advertisements
and get rewards such as adding indicators, lerping the coin, and respawning from a checkpoint. Yes, checkpoint work in classic mode if you set things up correctly. We'll get to this in detail shortly after. So if you're an average daily dose of GD enjoyer, you have probably seen this video. And I was like, wow, this is such a terrible concept, let's make it real. And that's how it all started. It was supposed to be a joke level, but I ended up putting too much effort into it. And here's how I made this level. First of all, I started to make a layout. In those GD ripoff games, they don't have all the features that the real GD has. Those games are outdated. In order to stay true of those games, I had to make an outdated gameplay. So I made all of the layout using only 3 game modes, 2 portals, and 2 orbs. Yeah, this level has no paths because why not? I tried to make the level that would be placed between cycles and X step, acting as a proper introduction to blue orbs. This was surprisingly challenging, and even though I kinda ran out of gameplay ideas at the end, I think it turned out pretty nice. Also, there are unnecessarily many fake orbs in this level because ad revenue. Actually no, I don't get paid from those self-made parody advertisements, but maybe you can make that ad revenue a real thing by subscribing. After finishing the gameplay, I implemented a checkpoint that works in the classic mode. By default, the checkpoint is only meaningful in the platformer mode and will do nothing in the classic mode. However, we can use some item edit shenanigans to make it work in the classic mode. Let's call the item ID 1 as checkpoint state, and this number will start at 0. Set this item edit trigger as touch triggered, make it edit the checkpoint state to 1, and put it at the place of the checkpoint. Let's check if it works correctly by placing a number object and setting the item ID to 1. Nice, it changes the value of checkpoint state, but the number itself won't do anything so far. Now let's place the item compare trigger at the start of the level and make it check if the checkpoint state is equal to 1. If the condition is true, the teleport will be triggered and you will warp to the checkpoint as soon as you restart the level. Don't forget to mark the teleport trigger as a spawn trigger and add groom numbers correctly. But here's the problem. The item ID will reset to 0 every time you die, so it doesn't pass the item compare testing. To solve this, we can use the item persist trigger. This trigger sets checkpoint state to be persistent, so the value will not reset even if you die. One last thing, don't put the item compare trigger before the start line, otherwise it won't work for some reason. Now that's working. That's a working checkpoint in the classic mode. The checkpoint state can have different values, making it possible to have multiple checkpoints in a level. Now integrating the checkpoint with S makes the system a little bit more complicated, but I'll try to explain that briefly. Let's call the item ID 2 as game state. Game state will track which state you are in. The state can be one of those, playing the level, looking at the pop-up, or watching the ad. When you die and restart, the level will check the checkpoint state and game state and decide from those options, restarting from a checkpoint, showing a pop-up window, or making you suffer. For example, if checkpoint state is not 0 and game state is playing the level, it will trigger the pop-up and change the game state to looking at the pop-up. And if you accept the offer, the game state will be changed to watching the ad, and you will watch the ad. Since the game state is also persistent, the watching ad state will not reset even if you restart the level while watching the ads. Nice anti-cheat. After you end your suffering, the game state will reset back to playing the level and you will restart from a checkpoint. That's the whole system in a nutshell. Imagine learning the finite state machine only to do this. Since I finished the system, I began to make those advertisements. Using the spawn ordered function, I could make all of these triggers activate sequentially with only one spawn call. It's really useful for making cutscenes. Unfortunately, this function allows for very stupid animations in this level. I'm sorry in advance.
Fire in the hole! Defeat! Fire in the hole! Defeat! Now! Geometry dash! Now!
This one is a homage to the mobile game, a level I made a while ago. You know, I'm not lazy and make something completely new every time. Anyway, here's one more.
Don't know where to place it.
Coin.
Now for it, there's a
Coin. G. Coin. G.
power
Coin.
placer. Will
Always
choose the
fire!
spot. We have already put some awesome
Coin.
approved by
G.
on
G. Coin. G.
The first two examples are the coins that GD Collage absolutely loves, so that should explain the reliability of CoinGPT. The third example is, I don't know, maybe I misplaced it. After finishing these ads, it was finally time to decorate. But before moving on, this level is sponsored by LightPotato Legends.
Get ready to rain! And fight! Water on the hill! Fire in the... Choose your champion. Water on the hill! Fire in the hole! Area confirmed.
air detected. Data.
Legend down now.
Yeah, I had to watch the real Raid Shadow Legends ads for the reference. Oh well. Two of those ads have voice acting and these are created by abusing SFX triggers. For some of the words that don't exist in the library, I had to combine multiple sound effects so it sounds similar to those words. For example,
Approved. On
G.
that was painful. So let's move on to the decoration for real. Remember that this level is based on free mobile GD apps? We need outdated decoration as well as outdated gameplay. This is why the whole level is decorated in 1.0 style. However, if they stay true of those apps, this level would have realistically no chance of getting raided, so I added some twists. The very first part starts off simple. It just has spikes that jump to the rhythm and blocks that fall rhythmically. But as the song gets more complex, so the level does. Now we got these blocky voids that hop out of the ground and spiky voids that pop out the spikes. Each beat of the song corresponds to one movement in this level, and I think it's a cool way to represent the song. You can see this kind of song representation throughout the whole level. Speaking of these tiny creatures, I tried to utilize scale triggers and frame-by-frame animations for those creatures. While the smoothness of the scale trigger and the choppiness of the frame-by-frame technique may not go well together, I guess it makes the level pretty charming. It's inspired by Word made by JamAttack. I loved how these little things added so much to the level, and I wanted to make this kind of thing in my level. I should mention that decoration triggers are marked as spawn triggered, because if I don't, the level would be messed up due to the wall system I made before. Thank God the spawn order exists. Anyway, here's the full level showcase with Geometry Dash Premium and ad-free experience. So that was Geometry-3. This whole process took about 2 weeks, which is absurdly long time for a joke level. Honestly, I don't know if this level can get a rate, since the wall system is pretty janky. It doesn't work very well with the practice mode, and some people were even experiencing the game crash. But the showcase video of it kinda blew up on YouTube, so I guess I'm fine with that. If you enjoyed the level, please like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the level, I promised that the next level would be better than this garbage. So please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.